This is a special bonus video for you. Who? You. You. Our viewers and or our wonderful subscribers, which we call you our fantastics. This is Tazzz in Philly, and this is me showing you behind the scenes of what it takes to have a video, a reaction video, before it reaches you. There's some people, not many, but there's some people that think, oh, you guys have all the time in the world, and it's just they think we just press record ourselves, and then everything is done magically all by itself. That's wrong. Philly and I have two regular full-time jobs. Sometimes we work extra hours. We have bills to pay. Neither one of us is rich. Neither one of us has all this free time that some people think. Um, but this is something that we like to do. We're entrepreneurs, so we know that there's a bunch of people out there in the world who love watching music reaction videos. And Philly is the one actually who's been one of my best friends for over 15 years. He's the one who came to me over a year ago and said, "Hey, would you like to do a music reaction channel?" I never even knew what that was myself. He did. So when he asked me to, I thought about it and I looked online and saw a few people and I said, well, we can try it. We didn't know what to expect, but happily, we're growing and we're gaining more and more subscribers every day. Um, and it really is a new journey for us. And we're very appreciative. We could not have this channel without you. And we thank you very frequently, whether in the community tabs or in the comments on videos like this. So just know that we can't speak for other reaction channels. We can speak for ourselves. We pride on being honest and authentic, and we really care about you. It's a give and take. So thank you for what you do to support the channel. But I wanted you all to know, whether you love us or hate us and you're watching us, there's a whole process behind the scenes. And it's tedious sometimes. It's not quick. And it's time consuming. That's not a complaint. We love doing that, but it still is everything that I said. So I've never done this before. So hopefully in the final product when I piece everything together, it looks wonderful. I'm kind of meticulous and a perfectionist. I try to give you something nice and different and cool as much as possible when it finally reaches your viewing eyes and ears. Um, so now I'm going to share the screen. All right, so you're probably thinking that you're in Willy Wonka or some type of never-ending story. This is the first piece of software that starts the process. Talk Studio Streamlab is what I use that does the initial recording and the audio at the same time, and then it allows me to save it onto a cloud, which is great, so I never lose the actual video itself. Um, and then once that happens, once I record that, um, then this is what it has when it's recorded on the cloud. So I go to broadcast and recordings. Oops, I was already there. So I go to broadcast and recordings. These are all the things that I have recorded on the screen beforehand. So we're going to start off in showing Kiss from a Rose, which is a reaction that I did with Alipata doing a cover of Kiss from a Rose, which is from Seal. So I'm going to click on here and I'm going to download it. I'm downloading it from Streamlabs Cloud onto my laptop, which this is a picture of the laptop and setup that I use. I use one laptop. Unfortunately, I don't have two screens, which would be really, really cool, but I make do, and I just share the screens and overlap them, which is fine. It comes in handy. So as you see here, I have the my webcam on top is a separate webcam. It's not part of the laptop itself. I have my backlight, which comes in different light levels and stuff like that. And that's it. And this is a pretty expensive gaming laptop, so it handles a lot of the stresses of gaming and streaming and stuff like that. Um, I've had it for a while though. Knock on wood, it's still working pretty good. Um, but the time will come soon where I'll need a new one. But I'll try not to think about that too much. I update this as much as possible. So I also got my bachelor's degree on this very laptop. I got a 4-year bachelor's degree for freelance web design and video game design. So I have a bachelor's degree. So it's all done from this amazing computer. The power of computers. Like, imagine that. Um, all right, so Kiss from the Rose is now downloaded. I'm going to click there. There it is, and I'm just going to rename it, which is the name I just gave it as, Kiss from a Rose. And I'm going to cut it. I'm going to put it into my folder that I called pre-completed. There you go. So now that part is done. All right, so now I can minimize this. Here's the video I just did of Kiss My Rose. So when I'm recording the video, the music video, that is separately. So I have a separate window for the music video. And then on the software that you saw, I have either myself or Philly and I are on there at the same time. So it's simultaneously recording the music video and us and putting it all into one video. So you have that there. Then I open up my other software. Now, mind you, all these softwares, they're not free. There's monthly charges for each. So my Streamlabs is one monthly fee, and that does the actual recording. Then the next one here is my Wondershare Filmora, which I love so much. That's another monthly fee, and that's where I can do all the editing. It also allows me to do a translation, like when I get Alipata and some others, I can actually, it reads the vocals and stuff, and it transforms them into whatever language that I want to do, which is another fee to add that on there. But I want to try to give the best I can to our viewers. So like I try to, when it's like an Indonesian song, I try to translate it because I know a lot of the viewers or subscribers will be from that native country. So I try to have that pop up so they can, not have to try to figure out what we're saying in English if they don't know it, but they can, have it in their own native language. I try. It's a process. Because I just started that new as far as getting this translator thing and try to use it. But for the most part, most of the reactions that we do, most of them are English. But anyway, just to give you an idea. So this is like the skeletal part, I guess, the layers, if you will, of the behind the scenes of the editing. I already have put in my intro here. I have different intros and stuff. So this is the intro that I thought it'd be clever. Like besides mentioning, well, let's just hear it. So I'm hitting play and you can see how it looks. So that's just that there. I like to have a little comedy every once in a while, so I hope you thought that was funny. That's why I said I was kidding about the cat part. But I thought that it popped in my head. I was like, I thought that'd be cute just to add in there, just to little bit of comedy relief there. All right, so the next process is, so you saw where I downloaded and saved the video that we would have recorded, and then now I go here, import media, and then I go to where I have it, which was in Tazzz and Philly, which is in pre-completed. I have several different folders here. I have pre-completed, which is, before it's done, of course. And then at the end is going to be post-completed. So let me go to, where the hell is it? Oh, duh. Roll authentic, people. There it is. All right, so pre-completed. And Alipata. See, that's right. It didn't have his name on it. That's why I couldn't find it. I was like, where the hell is it? So I pasted how he had wrote it on his. So he labels it Kiss from a Rose. There it is, seal. So double click up. Must be a fantastic contact in me. All right, so there's Kiss from a Rose. I've now imported it, and I can bring it down here. Now, it may not always start at the beginning. Let's see, because sometimes I have to chop it. All right, there you go. So sometimes you have, this is where the editing comes in. So it doesn't always start where you want it to. So that I try to delete any dead space whenever possible, because nobody wants that moment of just nothingness. And that's where I usually put in my transition. So let me first cut that little piece there. All right, bring that back. All right, transitions, and I have some transitions that I use a lot and some that I add. I really love this curtain thing. It kind of makes it, for me, it feels like I'm making this like a whole like stage thing to set up for you to again try to give you the best experience as possible, in my opinion, hopefully. So I drag that down here, put that there. Sometimes I have to move this a little bit. This is for the frame. And you run it back. You go back and forth and you see how it is. And let's see. Not bad on the first try. Sometimes I have to manipulate that a few times. So each one is a layer. Like this is all layer upon layer upon layer. So this right here is the recording part, of course. But this right here, excuse me, this right here, this whole line is the frame. I personally like to have some type of frame. I don't like it when it's just the naked square or rectangle of your recording. I personally like to put a flame on there. I guess that might be some of my perfectionism that I like to try to do. But and then I like to be different again. I don't want to be like all the other reaction channels out there. Some I've seen that have like some flair and some animation and stuff, and I respect them for that because it might just be because that's just what I do. Like I said, I have a bachelor's degree in web design, so like I don't like just plainness. But anyway, so as you see here, that's how it plays. And then what I do during the process is because everything that we recorded, I listen to it again because if there's any glitches or if some part of the video freezes, which that part sucks because I don't know until I get here. And by the time I get here, the recording's already done. And we don't do anything scripted except maybe like the very, very beginning or maybe the end when we do our ass or pass. We say that pretty much the same, but everything else in the middle and stuff is just off the dome. It's not scripted. So naturally, if I find out something's like skipped or frozen and I have to take that out, hopefully I pray that it's not like too drastic because if I have to go back and record again, it's not going to be the same and I won't necessarily remember everything that I said because it's not scripted. So anyway, this is how this looks. I'm not going to show you through the whole process, but you have this long line here. Here's a different frame piece for when I have it when it miniaturizes and you show the side by side. And then there's other pieces here and stuff that you see towards the end, like when we do our ass and pass and things of that nature. So a lot of it I already have it downloaded. Like see here you have our pass, and then our ass, which I don't have that often. I mean, I'm just fortunate that way. Like most of the songs we've been listening to, we actually like. But if you've been with us for a while and if you've seen most, if not all of our reaction videos, there's several ones in there that I just didn't like. So don't think if you're checking us out kind of new that we like everything. Because again, we pride on being honest and authentic. And it's just our opinion. If I don't like something, doesn't mean that I'm the director of music and like that person's losing their recording contract. It's just our opinions. But if we don't like it, we have no problem saying so. Because I'm sure that there's songs that you don't like, which we respect if you don't like certain songs. But anyway, so these are the popular things that you see a lot. And then the thank you thing. So it's all stuff that I either created on Photoshop, which is another thing I'll show you in a minute. And then once this is all done and completed, the editing part, then that's when I would save it, file it here, and then that's why I would export it here, which puts it back onto my laptop, but then it has it as the final video, and then that goes in a folder that's called post completed. Then that part's done. The video part is done. So then I go, the next software, which is another thing that we pay for monthly. This is Photoshop. So I have Photoshop as all the access and stuff like that. This is where I create my thumbnails. So all these thumbnails are from scratch. You know, some things I leave here, like the reaction video. Like I was messing around for a while, figuring out different fonts that I may want. So I was figuring out different fonts. You know, it's like I said, we try to take pride in what we do. We really want to give you something that's thought out, that's thoughtful. We're not just doing this just for shits and giggles and because we're bored. We really take pride in this. We both love music, Philly and I, and we respect that you come into our channel because you love music. So I try to make everything look all nice and pretty. So this is actually moves. Like this is, you know, again, these are real things that we make. We don't get these from like others and paste it or whatever like that. So this is real. I can move this and change it and everything like that. So this one I pretty much stay the same. I even, you know, there's something that I also pay for monthly where I can get a whole ton of copyright free images, which I'll show you actually. It is PNG tree. So there's so many images I could get here. Like let's say I have something and I want to use a Indonesian flag. See, I can get certain flags here and I can actually download them and stuff and I can use them within my Photoshop. So this is another fee that we pay for monthly to have access to that. So back to here, and then the background, like I change the backgrounds up and stuff often. And our facial expressions. So I took a bunch of shots from our facial expressions to try to like change up and not have the same face. So let's say this is going to be Kiss from a Rose, actually, which is a Lipata. So let me see. I think I already have an Indonesian flag saved. It's on the, oh, there it is. Duh. All right. All right. So I can either choose to have the little flag there or the whole background Indonesian flag. So actually what I think I want to do is I want to have the whole background as that. So let's go back here. And instead of it being an image, I'm changing this to background. There you go. All right, so the whole background I want it to represent. I download the JPG, download now. There you go. Go to File, Place Embedded on your computer. There it is. Double click. Okay, and I'm gonna enlarge this. That looks good, and bring that down a little. And this up a little. There we go. All right, so we have that. Then I want to add my face. I took some snapshots and everything like that prior. So let me go here to my drive, Tazzz and Philly. I put it under there. Yeah, images are faces. So based on this one, because I have different facial expressions, since this was a good reaction, here we go. Happy Tazzz. Double click on that. There you go. It's Happy Tazzz. Right, and as you see, I could shrink it or enlarge it. So I'm enlarging it. There you go. Then I can change the title. So again, this is all piece by piece. It didn't all come this way. Like each thumbnail I do differently. So let me think. I'm just gonna put what is the truth. So amazing Indonesian guitarist. Facts. Put that there. I can move it around wherever I want. I'm gonna put it right there. Beautiful. All right. So that's that then. If I'm happy with that, then I would save that. I have folders and stuff that I put it to. So let me do just that. So file, oops, where am I? Export, save for web. Save and make sure I have it in the right thumbnail. So in my post completed, I have everything in various folders. It makes it so much easier. Like if you're doing any type of saving and stuff, I hope you have things itemized, because make it easy for yourself. Like, don't clump everything all in one giant folder and you have to sift through each time. So in this case, in my post completed, I have a folder for each artist. So what am I doing there? In alphabetical order. So here's Alipata. Excuse me. When I click on there, this is a thumbnail folder, and everything else would be like the videos. So I'm clicking thumbnail, and then this one is going to be, so it's Alipata Kiss from a Rose. So I know exactly what this one is for. Can I spell? There we go. Excuse me. You go. And now this thumbnail is saved. So now that I have both, I have now the thumbnail completed and I have the video completed on the other software that I use. Then that's when I would then, excuse me for the dry throat. Let me get rid of some of these. That's when I would then go to YouTube. And in YouTube, this is the behind the scenes how it looks for me, the owner of the channel. It has a list here, which is so easier to see everything all in one scroll or whatever, and I can individually click in each one. But I'm going to show you the beginning part, because I didn't actually, of course, complete the elite one yet, because I wasn't going to bore it and show you that for like an hour. Sometimes it could take up to an hour, because that's just me, because sometimes I'm very meticulous and I go back and forth and move stuff just ever so slightly because I just want it to be perfect. So, but that's my own thing, because again, I like try to take pride before it reaches your viewing pleasure. So what you do here on YouTube's end is you go here and you click upload videos, and that's when you would select the file, and then it would, walk you through the whole process of what you want to do. But when I get in there, like basically it kind of looks like this. So here's one of the insides of, this one's not up yet. But like this one's already up. Deanna Ankudinova and Brandon Stone. So like when you first start uploading the video, while it's uploading into YouTube, first YouTube uploads your video into their system. Then it analyzes it and it does all this YouTube jargon, and then it checks out and sees if there's any copyright issues and stuff and checks all that. Then it finally tells you at the end, it either says like completed, no issues found, which is the best one to get, or it'll say completed, copyright stuff found. And it gives different variations. They'll say copyright stuff found. It says you're sharing the revenue with the other artist, which that's great. That's what I would expect. Like, we're helping out the musicians, but yes, the musicians should get something out of this too. But we should get something because we're trying to gain them notoriety and exposure. And like I said, it's a whole process. So I'm totally fine with when it says sharing revenue. It's the other ones I can't stand. When all of a sudden it'll say copyright issue found, it'll say no monetization. It's like you can show your video on YouTube, but you're not going to monetize anything. That's unfair. Hate that. And then the one even worse than that is it won't even let you show your video, period. It'll say blocked, worldwide blocked. So not only can't you monetize on that, you can't even show the video on YouTube because it's been blocked. So that's a pain in the ass. At that point, you can go and dispute it with YouTube. It's all inside on YouTube paperwork, not paperwork, but inside area where you go and file a dispute. And sometimes the dispute would be like, after reviewing this, we decided to approve you because they realize it's a reaction video. They may, I don't know, maybe they check some of our videos to see that we're telling the truth. Fine. And they'll allow it to go through where we can get monetized and share and stuff. Thank you to the ones that do that. But most of the time, it comes back and it says, after review, your dispute is denied. So we still can show the video, but we can't monetize on it at all. At all. Like, they won't show any commercials for people to see. It won't show any super thanks. Nothing. It's just showing the video that's out there. So that part sucks because I don't get it. Like, again, we're helping out the musicians. People like Ren and Tommy Johansson and so forth, and some others I can't think of. Thank you so much, because you appreciate the music reactors and you thank the music reactors, because we've gained you fans that didn't even know you. There are many people that come onto our channel, Tazzz and Philly, and say, "Oh, thanks, I never heard this song before. I'm going to start watching them," and stuff like that. So we've actually gained you more fans and exposure. So I don't understand why you block us. Now, I know sometimes, most times, it's not actually the musician that's blocking you, it's the recording company or whatever, which is still dumb because you're preventing exposure for your artist by blocking us. But there are some that it's actually the musician that's blocking us, which is even worse because it's actually you. You don't want extra people to see you and find you on YouTube. Who cares if you're sharing the revenue with us? We help gain you some notoriety. I don't know. It's a whole mess, and it's really disgusting. And don't get me started on that. But anyway, so that's the process with that, and and then at the same time that I upload stuff onto YouTube, I'll upload stuff onto our Patreon page, which you can do that as well. I'm telling you though, the way it's going on YouTube, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of reactors end up just going 100% Patreon. So I want you all to consider that, because on Patreon there's no blocking or anything like that. And you don't have to worry about that. I'm sure there's songs that you would love to see people react to, and maybe they would love to provide it for you. But then when they upload it and it says blocked, it's like, well, why would I want to show it if I'm going to gain nothing out of it? Or especially if it's worldwide block, we can't show you even if we wanted to. So that's why, like, we have on our Patreon page, we actually have, there's 9 videos so far we have on here that was blocked on YouTube. So you couldn't even see it. So I put it right up on Patreon. And then we have other stuff here, YouTube early access and stuff like that. We have some things, that are exclusively to Patreon. But there is, as I said, some stuff that's blocked on YouTube. But I don't know because I already did the reaction. So, like, that sucks too. You spend like 30 minutes or whatever to an hour reacting to videos, your own time, and then you go and upload it on YouTube to then find out it's blocked. But you don't want to waste all that stuff that you did. So I'm not going to delete it. So that's why I put it up here. I would imagine, I'm sure that I can just, in the future, just upload the music video on YouTube and find it out. But that's such a pain in the ass. I mean, I guess I would have to if I don't want to do the unscripted reaction part. But the whole thought of having to take a video, and then I have to, first of all, I have to take the video that's already on YouTube, and I would still have to record it because I have to make it in a certain format to then upload to YouTube to see if YouTube's going to block it. Isn't that crazy? I can't take the already existing format on YouTube video and run it through. I have to take it out, convert it, watch it, record it, then upload it back to where it came from to say it's going to be blocked. So I could do that before I do a reaction. But it's such a pain in the ass. Where if I just react and then just put it on Patreon, I don't have to worry about something popping up on Patreon saying that it's been blocked. So it's just ridiculous. So this is the process. So as I mentioned, so let's see how many softwares we're using. So we use the initial software to record it. Then it takes you to the other software to edit it and to add the animations and the transitions that I do and stuff to make it, alive and stuff. So thank you to the ones that really like that and appreciate that. Then I have to go to another software, Photoshop, to create the thumbnail. Then there's a site that I told you to that's another monthly fee to get copyright free images and so forth like that. So that's the other one. So that's 4. And there's a 5th one, but I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. So that's 5. So 5 softwares that we pay monthly on to make this all possible. So So I'm back. So thank you so much. Hope I didn't bore you to tears. Hope everything went out well. I won't know until I get to the editing software that I just showed you. Never done a behind the scenes before. Um, Thank you for loving what we do. We wanted to again show you behind the scenes to show you it's a whole process. And of course, this was a sped up version just to give you some visuals, but it takes a lot longer. It takes sometimes an hour, hour and a half, sometimes longer, especially if there's multiple videos that we do. And then we have to do one each individually, the whole Photoshop and editing process. So it's time consuming. It's something that we want to do though, but again, it's not easy. It's not like, oh, we're bored. Oh, I got 15 minutes to just do some willy nilly reaction video. Like, no, we take pride in it and stuff. So thank you to the ones that understand that and love us for that and keep coming back for that. If you're still a viewer, hopefully you'll turn into a subscriber, aka fantastic. But we respect you viewing us just the same because you could just not look at us at all. But you do. So thank you for that. Um, I think that's it. Oh, and trolls, you're not welcome here. You have no power here, so don't even. Some of you try, but I literally, and I mean literally laugh. I shake my head and I laugh, and I was like, they must be some bored, pathetic people that have nothing else better to do than to try to anger us. You don't anger us. It's just like an annoyance, It's like that fly at the barbecue or that gnat at the swimming pool. They don't hurt you. They just annoy you. You just like, ugh, get out of here. You swat them around. So just know that there's always going to be haters out there, unfortunately, that hate for no reason. If you like us, great. Thank you. We like you too. If you don't like us, great. Why are you still here? Like, bye, move on. There's 8 billion other music reaction channels. Go find one that is as pathetic as you are and be happy together. We're trying not to live that life. We're trying to give you guys some type of uh, fun factor, some type of entertainment value. Um, that's pretty much it. So, all right, let me stop rambling. This is Tazzz with Tazzz in Philly, and I want y'all to take it easy and keep it breezy.